Hey everybody, Sean McInnes here at E3 2010, where we are checking out Dead Space 2, courtesy of executive producer Steve Papoutsis. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Sean. Glad to be here.
All right, so Steve, Dead Space was a game that was just adored by critics, I think it's fair to say. A lot of people love that game. Seems like a tough act to follow up. How are you going about doing that with Dead Space 2?
Well, thanks for the kind words, and in fact, we're very proud of what we did on Dead Space as well as Dead Space Extraction, and we're trying to follow those games up by making sure Dead Space 2 is even more awesome. And we're doing that by refining a bunch of stuff. The controls, giving Isaac a voice, allowing telekinesis to play more into combat, enhancing his arsenal of weaponry. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff going on as well, including new enemies, deeper puzzles, and our all-new Zero-G that we've changed.
The original Dead Space relied very heavily on scaring players, that intense atmosphere. Is Dead Space 2 a similar experience, or have you just completely ramped it up?
No, we're definitely gonna continue in the same vein as Dead Space. We're gonna make sure people are tense and scared from time to time, but we're also gonna mix it up with our different enemies. As you can see with the pack, for instance, that really kind of changes the pace of combat because you've got so many guys coming at you. But we're definitely gonna keep the horror. We're definitely gonna keep people on the edge of their seat.
Let's talk about some of those new weapons, those new enemies, how they interact with each other to change the gameplay experience.
Sure. So one of the themes with the game is we really want to continue to enhance the fact that Isaac is an engineer. So given that, we've given him a new weapon, which is a javelin gun, kind of a futuristic nail gun, so to speak, that you can actually use to impale necromorphs to surfaces and as well as electrocute them. So if they actually get a javelin in them, if it doesn't take them out in one shot, which it won't always, you can actually use the alt fire to incinerate that enemy, and then it also has a small area of effect, so if it paths near any other enemies, it can get them and kind of the collateral damage of that effect. So that's one way. We've also enhanced kinesis, which is Isaac's ability to pick things up and fire them off. So you used it in Dead Space to do a lot of puzzle activities, for instance, or move objects around the world. But we found that players weren't really mixing it into combat as much as we'd hoped. So with Dead Space 2, what we've done is we've sped it up, so it's a lot more responsive. So you can quickly grab an object and fire it off at a necromorph, just like the last game. But we've added the ability to actually use discarded limbs from enemies. So if you shoot off a limb of an enemy, say one of the slasher blades, you can grab that quickly and fire it into an enemy and impale them to a surface, saving yourself some ammo, because ammo is going to be scarce in this game, just like it was in Dead Space 1.
Now, how about those environments that you're traversing through? They're a bit more interactive this time around, right?
Yeah, it's another thing we're trying to hit on. Not only are we trying to make sure that players feel like every chapter of the game looks visually different, because that's a goal for our art team, but we also wanted to allow them to feel more immersed by making every single shot count. So in the last game, it was a beautiful looking ship. It looked really believable, but we didn't feel the level of interactivity matched the visual fidelity. So in Dead Space 2, we're making sure that every single shot counts. So one missed shot could actually cause something bad to happen. You might blow something up in the environment, shoot out some glass, or even decompress an area and cause enemies and Isaac to be sucked out into the vacuum of space.
And very last question I've got for you. When is it out in stores? And I understand that there's a special edition for the PlayStation 3?
That's right. We're actually on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, and it's going to be coming out on January 25th, 2011, and that special edition you talked about is super cool. It's going to include, on PlayStation 3, the full Dead Space 2 game, as well as Dead Space Extraction enhanced to HD with Sony Move control support. So we're really psyched about that. It's going to be really fun, a whole new way to play Extraction, and the move's just feeling really great. So January 25th, 2011.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve.
Thanks a lot, Sean.
There you have it. That's your look at Dead Space 2 from E3 2010.